You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
If you want to feel more connected to humanity and a little less alone, listen to Beautiful Anonymous. Each week, I take a phone call from one random anonymous human being. There's over 400 episodes in our back catalog. You get to feel connected to all these different people all over the world. Recent episodes include one where a lady survived a murder attempt by her own son. But then the week before that, we just talked about Star Trek. It can be anything. It's unpredictable. It's raw. It's real. Get Beautiful Anonymous wherever you listen to podcasts.
Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out this week. Oh man, Brian, our intrepid team of heroes got their behinds handed to them last time.
On Critical Hit.
Critical Hit.
There we
I feel
go.
like there should be a sad trombone on Critical Hit, though.
I know, right?
On Critical Hit.
So
Yeah, exactly.
one of the, I don't remember if we talked about it at the end of the episode or if it was something we did outside of show recording. But did you go back and look and see if you're supposed to beat us up with lieutenants, that many lieutenants in a fight?
That many villains in a fight.
I'm sorry,
there were
many
lieutenants,
villains, sorry.
that was part of the issue.
I mean, again, that's not exactly something that's specifically suggested against.
Okay.
And
all right.
Like, in fact, I believe that there's a pre-written adventure in the core rulebook that involves fighting a team of villains.
Wow. Okay.
So
maybe it's good at the middle part of your arc in your any 6-issue miniseries for your heroes to have their butts handed to them by a bunch of street thugs, and then we have to go back and lick our wounds and figure out how we're going to go take on the what are these people called? What space race are we going after? The Osmatarians?
The Endoban Empire?
The Endoban Empire, which may or may not exist.
Yes, because apparently there was a planet in between Jupiter and Saturn we knew nothing about, and somehow it got blowed up real good. And
Endoba. Yes.
Yeah, Endoba. Yeah, is that his name? Endoba had to come to Earth and be our hero for a while. So anyway.
Now the character is Cleeblox.
Oh, right. Okay.
Cleeblox is from Endoba. These guys are claiming to be from the Endoban Empire, which is like the first time anybody's hearing about it.
Right.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Cleeblox said that Endoba had been destroyed.
Yeah.
And no one's been able to confirm its existence or destruction.
Our 4th issue opens with a sad group of heroes, Brian.
Yes. You guys have been yes, thoroughly trounced. Basically, Genora had agreed to stop interfering in the machinations of the Endoban Empire in exchange for the villains to get away. So I think the rest of you are fairly beat up there. It's not long before first responders and law enforcement show up. So I'll leave it up to you if you want to interface with them or get away, or how you deal with that situation.
I head out as quickly as possible. This does not need to be a public
Yeah,
standoff.
we're We're about half and half on the legal side of things, so it's probably better if we take off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plus that Nelson kid keeps laughing and pointing at us.
Like, get up. I will take you up on your van ride. I think I might be too injured to fly.
Okay. Anybody else who needs a ride, pile in. We're getting out of here. So is it just Janora and Tad, or is
No, I'll get into because Dukai's van is too crowded.
Okay. Are we meeting somewhere?
Yeah, this place was kind of a dead end, so I don't know that we had like an obvious place to look at next.
Well,
does anybody have a secret hideout that we need to go to?
I have an apartment, but I plan to go there and rest.
And more, hotel we've been put up at tonight.
Oh, let's go to the hotel.
Yes, we will raid your minibar.
So we follow Dukaius to the local Motel 6.
I assume it's pretty decent.
I assume Dukaius has like a real hotel.
Oh, okay. A motel.
Just because your character is the saddest of sad sacks.
Yeah,
so what kind of hotel is this, Rob?
Pretty good suite with, plenty of places for all of you to crash if you would need to.
Nice. Perfect.
I definitely will make use of the hotel gift shop to acquire medical supplies to patch everybody up, bandages, ointments, over-the-counter medicines.
Yeah, I think that's no problem. I mean, you're definitely like working with small travel sizes and
really jack up the prices
outrageous
on this.
markup, but
I just say charge it to room 666, please.
666 is too obvious. Try to hide when we're not performing.
999.
999.
So mechanically, we should be popped up to the top of our current level, right?
Yeah, you can go ahead and whatever current level you're at, go ahead and put yourself at the top of that. If you're out, go ahead and set yourself to the top of the red.
Oh boy, I have more HP than Tad ever does.
I have 8.
Wow.
I have 24.
I have 12.
Your red high is 24.
I was in the yellow.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, wow.
There's a chance that I could have actually done that fight.
Yeah.
It just would have been a slog and not entertaining for anybody except for maybe me.
And that's just maybe.
Yeah, that one was like, I might have been entertained for a couple rounds as I figure out, no, this is the pattern that we need to do. And then it would have been just, okay, eventually I'm going to get there. Or, nope, this isn't going to work.
I mean, you would have only had 3 more rounds before the scene trackers filled.
Oh, does everything end the moment when the track is filled?
Yeah, basically, the fights are supposed to have a pretty definitive end if you don't manage to defeat the villains. So,
well, then maybe I should have stuck it
out. Just to see how you would have gone. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Like I said, I think I had an idea for how to keep myself up, at least. And once I'm in the red, I can at least make multiple minions at once.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I think I should just, whenever I drop into the red, use my self-heal.
Might definitely be things to keep in mind for the next time.
Yeah, we should not have the squishy and the glass cannon immediately adjacent to each other as well if we split up.
I feel like lessons were learned all around.
Yeah.
So what do we do now? We got our behinds kind of handed to us. Are we really going to back off on this, on what we've discovered, or are we just going to push on?
Well, we also are at something of a dead end in our investigation, so we can back off while observing.
Don't Don't know that we're at a complete dead end. We were handed another lead today. It just came with blades and fists and magic attached.
I suppose that is true. We could try to... If we could maybe get some of those while they are I am not looking forward to tangoing with them again, though. They were tough.
Yes, and more importantly, they were an actual team. I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not trying to put anyone down. We really only very recently met, so. But they were used to fighting together. They had very synergistic maneuvers and
better coordination.
Yes, better coordination, and I think some of us are somewhat inexperienced as well. And I, for one, I'm getting used to a diminished set of abilities. So, certainly that was not my best showing, and we got trounced because they were much better at fighting together. So it's something to think about if we're going to continue this investigation, that we maybe need to get used to each other's fighting styles.
That is an excellent point, Nexo. Perhaps we should do some training together.
Yes. What were you suggesting we do to Caius?
We have the possibility of catching one of them off guard if they ever split up. Presumably, they have to get supplies to, at the very least, make those drugs that
Brutality
was on.
That is an interesting point. Though it is possible that Brutality makes his own drugs.
Well,
still has
but
to
that's
find
what
the
he's
stuff
saying
for him
yes.
somewhere.
Yes, that is true.
I mean, unless you mean that he manufactures them with his body. In which case, presumably they'd have to get him stuff for him to eat anyway.
That is true.
There's also the possibility of going back to the police and seeing if they've gotten anything out of the Grishamite. At least anything that we weren't able to find with telepathy. But I don't know how thorough you were when you connected your mind to him, so maybe that's a dead end now as well.
I think I did fairly well, but it's hard to say. I could go touch base with some of my contacts and see what more I could learn about others being contacted by this mysterious empire.
Yes, I suppose I could do that as well, although it seems that their preference is to deal with other space aliens. It's possible that certainly seeing someone like Hexstream being involved, it's possible that other people whose powers do not originate from regular space might be involved. So I suppose I could ask around for that.
Yes, I don't believe that Brutality is an alien either.
Right.
Or,
in fact,
is that
I don't know if
Brutality was just like a duder with like right?
Yeah, I seem to be pretty much just a normal-looking guy before he
hulked out.
Just got like some tubes maybe, or like some catheter interfaces.
Bargain Basement Bane.
Yeah, it seemed to be just like a disc-like device with several needles attached to his chest that seemed to be pumping him up and had actually worn off after some time.
Okay. So yes, I suppose I could. I don't know how much, or if I'll find anything, but that's another direction we could go with it. Let's say. Go ahead.
Someone had to make that robot.
Yes, but that robot may not have been made recently.
And we may be able to find out something because I've never heard of Brutality.
Oh, I've heard of them. I've heard of this gang. They're mercenaries for hire.
Ah. Oh.
So these are not definitely the idea of following their movements is not bad. I think Dukai, as you are uniquely set up to do that since you have multiple bandmates. Well, I was going to say multiple people that can do a stakeout.
Yeah.
But yes, obviously, if you can flex your contacts, that would be helpful as well. And Nexa will look at Tad and be like, and you can take Tad with you.
You guys didn't want me to go and talk to the former captives?
Had we not done that yet?
I don't think so.
I only remember doing so like as we were getting them out.
They were all kidnapped from the show that we were at. But if you want if you want to, console your mate, then by all means.
Yeah, she's not returning any of my phone calls.
Unfortunate. Speaking of which, I suppose we should get everybody's contact information.
Yes, that is a good idea.
Tad pulls out his smartphone with its QR code. Here you go. Just scan it.
Nexo pulls out a flip phone and tries to touch it to the screen. It does not appear to be working.
Okay. 555-1212.
Yep.
I think the visitor had previously given everyone her card.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But she will take everyone else's contact info into a fairly up-to-date smartphone.
Nexo will remove the sweat and blood-stained shirt of Kleeblock's Crater and say, "I'm sorry, Kleeblock's Crater. I failed to win this fight. I do not deserve to wear such a shirt." And we'll put it in the outland laundry basket.
Janora will put a hand on her shoulder. We all failed Kleeblock's Crater.
Yes. As I said, I am getting used to my new capabilities, which are much smaller than my old ones. But if there is a next altercation, and almost certainly there will be, I hope to do a lot better.
What happened? Were your powers stolen?
No. I was the guardian for the crossroads of all dimensions. And now there is a new guardian, so a lot of the powers, or rather the energies that I had control of while I was there, do not follow me here. So it's hard to explain.
Natural talent now?
Yes, much of which I developed while I was guardian. It's like say out here, all that there is for me to power myself up is gasoline, but back then it was pure ethanol.
I've heard stories of many aliens who, when they've traveled between worlds, have found their abilities changed based on the quality of air or sunlight or simply the abilities of those around them.
Yes.
It is a strange thing.
Well, I will get some rest, and then I will see if my contacts know anything.
Yes, I will do the same.
Tad's already curled up on the floor, asleep.
Dukaias kind of stares at him for a moment, shrugs, and throws a blanket on him.
Oh.
And there's a bed there, there's a bed there, there's a bed there, there's a bed there. A few couches.
What a little trooper.
By accepting the blanket, even while he's unconscious, he has doomed his mortal soul to hell.
On the plus side, you probably get something out of it while you're still alive. Aside from a blanket. You find that you are now an excellent musician.
There you go.
Except for that, he will keep giving you bedding until eventually you become part of the band. This is how it begins.
This is how we got our second guitarist.
Yeah. And soon he will be able to summon you.
It's Dukias is going into a different creative period, and they really are looking for a theremin player. So,
have you considered the bongos? Genora will take one of the beds.
yeah, Nexa will just crash on a couch. He probably doesn't sleep. He just is very still.
She glows slightly while she sleeps and heals.
All right. Well, you all crash out. The night passes uneventfully, and you all can go ahead and heal up, and put yourself back at max.
Sweet.
Anything else as a group before y'all split off and
since
make sure that everyone has breakfast in the morning.
Since we only got one hero point, do we need to discuss what we converted into?
I assume it just becomes a +1.
Yeah, we'll just make a note that everyone can have 1 +1 bonus.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Who's going to be wanting to go first in this narrative?
I can go first.
All right. And
I head out early after everybody's had breakfast, and I go to the hospital where all the abductees were taken to be checked out. I find out what their addresses are, and I go to the first one on the list because it's alphabetical, and that's how TAD operates.
All right. Well, you make it, you look around, starting with Aaron Aronson, and basically it doesn't take you long to determine that, for the most part, they really don't have any additional information beyond what you have already gathered. They were taken by those weird rock creatures and taken to the Grushamite's lair, and they quickly put into various cages or stasis pods, and fortunately, they no one's really went through any experimentation or unfortunate examinations while in captivity before you all were able to arrive and release them.
Okay. Well, I will figure that out pretty quickly and then send the information along to everyone else. Dead end here. Where should I go next?
Go help Dukias.
All right. Dukias, where are you located at?
Was going to attempt to find and trail the goons that attacked us.
Stakeout.
Yeah.
All right. I'll show up incognito.
And what kind of location do you stake out?
Start by just using trying to find information about them to see if there's anything that they commonly do. Not familiar enough with the area to know where to stake them out, so I need to figure out a place that might work first.
That's fair. So who do you what kind of individual do you go to for this information?
Start with the police, because presumably they would have information about local criminals.
Yeah, I mean, you do go to them, and unfortunately, they do definitely know who you're talking about. By your descriptions, and we've been told that these are known as the Destruction Crew, but unfortunately, they never really been captured and processed. Seems like they've had seemingly good luck previously, depending on their hirees, or been able to escape when those that would hire them to run interference took the fall, and they would get away.
Last time they crossed Teenage Dream.
Yes. And unfortunately, so they don't really know, the civilian identities of these individuals, or have too much other than blurry surveillance photos to go by on their wanted
See,
information.
whatever their most common location is where I can start.
Okay.
If they show
up, like I say, they are pretty much muscle for hire. So they definitely been hired for bank jobs and attacking tech development firms. For largely, they tend to be smash and grabbers.
Well, why don't we go to me and see if I can gather any more information on them?
Yeah.
All right. Where does Genora go?
So I'm gonna go to like some of the seedier bars and places where I do my information brokering and see, try to just keep my eyes open, keep my ears open, buy some drinks, chat with people, see if anyone's been having any issues that they need solved, and if I can overhear anything specifically about them or about the Endoran Empire.
Okay. The Endoban, but
or Endobin, not Endoran.
Yeah. So you don't hear much of the way of the Endobin, but you do after a bit of social prodding, you do hear some buzz about the Discretion crew being a little bit more active recently. Everyone finds it weird that, at least so far, it looks like they seem to be striking out on their own. Pretty much learned that the robot seems to be somewhat a new addition to the team.
That is interesting.
Yeah, they've apparently been looking to fence some high-tech equipment that they've gotten a hold of, and so been socially putting out feelers for buyers and whatnot.
Do I know any fences that they might have checked?
Yeah, you can probably find someone there. Shady back alley individual who probably would be a bit reluctant to give out any information on any prospective clients.
Oh, of course. But I believe that they are being duped, or at least they are in a business that is different than what they are usually doing. Their smashing and grabbing has turned into working with a group that actually kidnaps and experiments on sentient beings. So if you are doing business with them, they may bring higher heat than you would normally get.
Interesting. Can you give me some sort of overcome roll using social persuasion or
absolutely
influence?
I will use Principle of the Underworld.
Okay.
And I'll go with telepathy, kind of just like surface reading this guy to know what he wants to hear, and alien information broker.
All right, sounds good.
So then I still would be considering my green, but I just get to use my highest die because I have the principle.
Yeah.
So my max die is an 8.
All right, for full success, no twist or anything. So yeah, he does seem to be a little bit shady, this gentleman that you managed to track down, or a little bit reluctant to give up information, but with a bit of coaxing, he does ultimately decide, let you know, they came to me with some tech that they apparently got from Solidisys Incorporated. I was trying to find some buyers, but you're giving me a bit to think about. I don't know if I necessarily want to be involved in that particular business. Yeah, I guess they said that they were doing something down in the warehouse district.
Well, thank you for your advice. I will try to steer better business your way.
Yeah, that'd be appreciated. Yeah, I guess just careful who you put my name to.
Oh, yes, of course, always. But there are always people looking for good people who can help them with selling things.
Certainly, yeah. Discretion is appreciated, and thank you for any future business considerations.
Of course. Good luck to you.
Yeah. Thanks.
I will then text separately. I'll just send. I guess the Nexo had a flip phone, so I will call.
You can text with a flip phone.
Oh, I suppose that's true. It's been a while.
Yeah, you just have to T9 it.
So I'll text them both. Or I'll text actually just everyone. Warehouse district. And what was the name of the business that they stole from?
Solidicus?
It was, yes, Solidicus. That is correct.
All right. Stole something from something called Solidicus. Might be worth looking into that as well.
All right. We'll stake out the warehouse district then.
What was that?
Ted brings binoculars and coffee.
Tad and Dukaius stake out the warehouse district.
Yep.
Well, probably don't see much for a while there. What does Nexo do in the meantime?
Nexo is going to go to that underground wrestling ring that he had heard of.
Excellent. Yeah, so I say that you find that there's a number of underground bouts held at Big Iron's gym, which is actually ran by a fellow by the name of Big Jim Irons.
Nice.
And so, yeah, you're able to get some introductions there as a prospective combatant.
Okay. Are these like super powered matches?
A bit. I mean, some are. It's usually kept on the lower end, but it's definitely off the books kind of stuff. Mixed martial arts. Some wrestling, some. They provide a variety of entertainment for those wanting a bit of excitement outside the normal purviews.
Nexo will definitely get himself into some of those, and just because this is probably a slightly different cross section of people. He'll ask around if anybody's been contacted by somebody being to be a space empire of some kind.
Okay. I say go ahead and give me some sort of overcome action as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you can probably play that as social or combat focused or entertainment. But yeah, depending on how you want to approach this.
We'll actually use Principle of the Nomad. Overcome a situation where you can apply lessons from the road. Use your max die, and your ally is going to hero point. So basically, Nexo, between in his travels from Mexico to Ashport, has developed a new hold that's kind of like a full Nelson, but lets him like talk to people really easily. So like get him around like the neck and one shoulder or like one armpit and be like, hey, you ever been contacted by the Endovans? No? Okay. Then like do like a bridge suplex. Like next guy is like just kind of like get him in like a noogie and is like, hey, you ever hear about the Endovans? That sort of thing. So we'll do strength Probably close combat. And I'm in the green. 6.
So putting a principal on this?
Yeah, principle of the nomad. So everybody gets a point, right?
Yeah, and everyone should have gotten one for Genowares as well.
Yep. Okay.
So, yeah, that'd be success with a minor twist. Let's say you get between the previous fight with the destruction crew and the fights that you go through here. So let's go ahead and dock one of your power qualities down one size. Let me pull up your sheet. Probably you got close combat, I assume.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. I say go ahead and dock that down to a D8 for the issue, as basically you get a bit beat up and therefore aren't at full fighting strength as you normally would be.
Sure.
Or if you'd rather take the failure.
Nope. That seems fine by me. Nexus kind of been running himself a little ragged, trying to get information here. He probably signed up for like way too many fights just so that he could, apply a headlock to as many people as possible.
Yeah, so trying to strong arm some information, you eventually get one guy who basically responds that, "Listen, Dobin crap, you're sounding just like that Ramrod jerk."
Ramrod?
Yeah, darn musclehead. Yeah, like to fight, but apparently got kicked out. He had too much of a wild cannon, I guess. Entered a few too many opponents.
Okay, you know where he's at nowadays?
Last I heard, he is running around with a group of costumes. I don't know. Apparently, he was juicing himself up on some weird alien tech. I don't know.
Say he wouldn't happen to have changed his name, would he?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Do I get any sort of location or anything?
I mean, you can probably learn that he's also, basically get confirmation that he is at the docks. You get some details on where he may have gotten the alien tech from.
Okay.
Depending on how you want to proceed there.
So he hangs out at the docks. Is that the same place that these guys are staking out?
Oh, yeah, sorry, the warehouse district. Yes.
The warehouse district? Okay.
Yeah. So
all right.
Confirmation on that. For the most part, you learn that, probably this guy was most likely, when you ask a bit more, that he does seem to be matching the description of brutality who you fought earlier.
Okay.
And, apparently met up with some guys and they run some jobs for villains and tend to be in the warehouse area as their hideout.
That's good. I'll Irish whip that guy out of the ring.
All right.
I'll text everyone. Got confirmation. Brutality used to fight here. Hangs out at the warehouse district.
Okay. And then we'll be on the lookout for him.
This is the best place for us then.
I will come join you there.
Yeah, I'll take a shower and then head over there.
I say probably not too long at the warehouse. Before the others are able to arrive, you do notice a pretty big truck rumble on by. It seems to have a couple of gentlemen in the cab. One of them definitely seems to be that big guy brutality, minus the goofy costumes.
Yeah, I think that's a guy.
Looks like it.
Do we need to wait for the others to get here first?
Let's make sure that those two, say he came in a cab?
No, in a big old truck. Like a big pickup.
Okay.
Probably lifted and large tires.
And there was at least one other guy with him?
Yeah, there seemed to be two guys in the cab of the truck. The big guy was driving, and he seemed to be a passenger. Didn't seem to look like a Hexstream, and the other guy had a mostly face concealing.
He doesn't
mask.
look like
it could be the
Hexstream.
ninja.
Yeah, that's true.
Or the robot could be a mech, and that could be a pilot.
Or it could be like a Gigantor situation. And he's just like, go, robot, from like far away.
No matter what, it could be two of them. We definitely want to follow, but not... we don't want to engage without the others.
Okay.
Considering how swiftly they dealt with us, or how readily they dealt with us last time.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You want to give me an overcome roll to see how well you're able to be shadow without...
Would I be able to use my principle of whispers here to figure out, while shadowing, figure out if it is both of them or if it's just brutality? Basically figure out the identity of the second guy.
How exactly would you determine that? Because
overcome against a challenge that involves information that I have no real way of knowing.
Oh man,
like,
weirdly,
it's
patron.
Yeah, it's getting information from not
from unconventional sources.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Doing infernal and otherworldly sources for this. Hey, that'd be a 9 since it'd be max die.
All right. So yeah, you're able to shadow pretty well.
Get a hero
basically.
Point.
Yeah, everyone gets a hero point.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, basically you're able to more or less use your minions to have them operate in shadows and watch while you can stay a good distance away and around quarters to basically follow without actually being in their rear view. And as such, they are able to get a good look and sense and able to determine that, yeah, the passenger in the truck would seem to be the Bleeding Edge, who was the ninja-dressed character of the team.
No, man, I hate that guy.
Yeah, me too. But we definitely don't want to engage these two by ourselves.
Nope, I don't think so.
So, yeah, I'll send a text to the other two saying we found Brutality and Bleeding Edge. Keeping an eye on them while we wait for you.
And even though they can't see it through my binoculars, I'm giving them both the stink eye.
All right. Well, they do a pretty circuitous route, presumably to throw off any trail or suspicion that there may be, but eventually they do pull up to one particular warehouse and walk in.
I'll text everybody the address.
So at this point,
are there any guards or any kind of security around the building that they went into?
No, you don't seem to notice any guards or anything in the short while that you're there before it takes Nexo and Janora to show up. Largely just seems to be outside, just the one truck now parked outside, and otherwise warehouse seems to be quiet.
Okay. When Nexo and Janora get here, we fill them in on who we saw go in and what we perceive as the security layout of the building. As in, we didn't see any.
Yeah,
Excellent
Nexo will show up eventually. Opens up portal, walks through. Smells like sweat and soap scum in there.
I could spy on them.
That would be great.
She will shrink down into like a little multi-legged rodent.
Excellent. All right. I think go ahead and try me another overcome action to see how well this disguise goes and if you're
Absolutely.
unnoticed.
I actually have I will use clever form, which is I can use I can boost or overcome using shape shifting and use it my max die.
Nice.
Bleh, terrible roll though.
Oh no.
So what would I have to do? Like it would be taking like a twist or.
Yeah, you have to either have a twist or a major twist or a failure. Considering would be a good.
I mean, I'm thinking probably just a failure, which could be either like I get maybe like before I get out, people realize that I have too many legs, or I or I get spotted.
I think, get some info but get caught is seems reasonable.
Yeah.
But that obviously it's up to Brian to determine that.
Yeah, totally. Call Brian, whatever. That's that. I mean, I guess that would probably be a twist as opposed to a failure. So.
Yeah, it would be like that kind of thing if you were to be captured or otherwise separated from the team. So, yeah, if you want that option, basically you're probably able to sneak in. You largely see the two guys that they saw earlier, the big musclehead guy, and the other guy who seems to be a youngish-looking, blonde-headed boy, boyish-faced kid. Not really a kid, but a young adult, who are just kind of sitting down at a table, idling, goofing around, while the other gentleman, Hexstream, seems to be in some sort of trance. His eyes are blacked over and he's floating in the air, messing with some sort of device. And you can kind of hear him talking to some unknown force, saying, yes, soon the preparations will be complete and you'll be able to gain access to the world. Wait a minute. I sense someone here. And he quickly points, over there, get that thing. And
I will try to scramble out a window.
I think Bleeding Edge, the youngest blonde man, he quickly gets up and is able to basically grab you before you're able to scamper off and find some, let's say a jar to throw you in. Yeah.
Like upside down cup and then slides like a piece of cardboard underneath.
I will try to pretend, at least for a bit, to be actual, like I'm just an alien rat, but I will I will also try to initiate like a telepathic communication with my friends on the outside.
Okay. What do you do to go ahead and give me another roll to see if you're able to get a mental warning or
that's a good question. I'll just use
or see if the rodent subterfuge otherwise.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I'm still in clever form, so I'll see if I got any better luck on that. And I'll just be like, oh, I'm just a weird alien rat. That probably is not uncommon. Like, it's people just brought their pets and pests with them. So I'll use my +1 there that I've got. See how this goes.
All right.
Oh my god!
Dang.
Well, I've got a 4. Well, it's like, oh yeah, no, I totally have an alien rat. Unfortunately, they have an alien snake.
I don't know about that, but I think Extreme is able to quickly see through your guise, and it's like, no, I know you. I'm pretty sure we had agreed that you'd be staying out of our plans. For that, I think you have to pay this time. Squish her, and I think basically, brutality goes to smash you. I think you're going to have to take some damage here, although you're probably able
legit.
So yeah, go ahead and lose your top health range.
Ow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just go into the yellow.
Yep.
Uh,
And go.
am I able to?
I think basically he Hickstream tells Brutality to dispose of that thing, and they basically toss you out, thinking that you're dead, not knowing that you're probably more resilient than a normal rat.
Sure. Yeah, I play
And-
dead.
And so yeah, they basically toss you out the door and go back to their schemes.
Tattle run up and start administering health,
Veterinary medicine.
first aid.
Or
Yeah.
we'll wait a minute until we get a little out of view, and then shift back. And be like, that did not go entirely smoothly, though. Did I see the robot there?
The robot seemed to be there, but was inert.
Hmm.
Not seem to be otherwise activated.
They were. Their wizard was communicating with something, which is odd. I would think that if it actually was an alien, that they would be communicating through some other means besides magic. But
Well,
Remember what they said that the Grishamites said that they were communicating with mental powers.
yes, she
Also-
looks at Ducaius. Is that how you communicate with your fellows? Through mental contact?
And not really.
Well,
Kind
then
of.
perhaps it is simply that his magic powers give him more sensitivity than normal humans. At any rate, we can attempt a rematch or not. I have already been injured.
Were all of them there?
Yes, though the robot appears inert.
If we can get the jump on them, we can deal with
I mean,
it because
I
they are
attempted-
also our only lead.
I attempted to sneak up on them, as it were, and their Hexstream seems rather perceptive, although it is perhaps possible I was a bit unlucky.
yes, luck has not been on our side.
No, I would say not.
I mean,
These
they're
are
certainly
wanted
a part of me.
criminals. Yes, we could attempt to call in the law. Not that
Yes.
I necessarily trust them, but it could create a more of a issue.
I suppose, but I think we probably would just end up with a lot of busted up cops.
That seems likely, considering that we cannot handle it.
Well, there's definitely a part of me that wants a rematch. Maybe we can figure out some sort of way to prevent them from activating the robot. I suppose I could try to just get the robot out of there as our first move, and then return.
Let me ask: how big is this space that they're in? Is it a big empty space, or what's going on?
Yeah, I'd say it's largely a big empty warehouse. There was, quite a bit of various clutter and junk. One assumes from the various busts that they may have done, and equipment that they have managed to get a hold of.
I was going to say, do I spy any gas tanks, like compressed gas tanks, around this area?
I say go ahead and give me a roll, and we can see if you can.
All right, what
find
roll do I
something
need
like
to
that.
roll here?
Probably something perception based. Just make this an overcome action without necessarily penalties.
Yeah.
If you.
Oh, okay, because I was going to use my overcome action of the powerless. You value training and hard work over enhanced abilities. You understand how to get things done without powers and how to exploit flaws in powered individuals.
Yeah,
I was looking for some kind of gas container that I might be able to pump some gas that either might knock them out completely or might weaken them.
All right.
Yeah, let me use precognition. And I'm going to use Probably medicine, knowing what will knock people out. And I'm going to roll those die.
Do you have?
The mid die is a 3. Ouch.
Well,
you know what? Can I throw in my +1 that we brought in?
I mean, you could, but that'd still pretty much be a failure.
Okay.
Since you use the principal, do you get your max die?
Yeah.
Oh, do we use our max die?
Well, generally, yeah. When you use your principal, you'd use your max.
I just
okay.
got
Then that would be a 6.
Unlucky.
Okay, then that would be a success. Action succeeds, but with a minor twist. Tad also inhales a little too much of the ladder juice.
Yeah, we could say that you find some sort of compressed gas or air tank. Let's say it's not necessarily something that would be used to gas them, but you could probably, rig it or otherwise damage it to make an explosion.
There you go.
And however, with your rooting around, it does seem to draw the attention from those inside the warehouse. They're quickly like, "What's that? Go check it out!" And a couple of them from inside seem to be coming out.
It's just me, a poor homeless man.
Well, I think basically as Brutality and Bleeding Edge step out, it's like, "It's those jerks again!" And from inside you hear Extreme go, "I cannot stop now. Take care of them."
So can I yell at Nexo to take that rigged up gas bomb and drop it right in front of him so that it goes off?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I scream at Nexo, "This thing's ready to explode. Drop it in front of those guys."
Yep. I'll think with portals at it.
All right. Go ahead and give me a portals type roll.
Is this an overcome or an attack or something?
I think this will basically be a free attack that you get.
Okay. So we'll do
taking liberties with the
teleportation.
system here.
Probably otherworldly mythos.
Okay.
And then I'm in the green. So roll action dice. 6.
Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and have this be a standard attack that actually applies to both those. And so you're able to drop the tank, and as it lands, it explodes, takes them unaware. They both take a good hit there, 6 damage. That's not insignificant. But with that, we will be rolling into combat as you are facing off against those 2 individuals. So I think we might want to.
Great. Let's see how this
next time.
Yeah, these guys definitely have a few burn marks on them, but I think we're going to be back next week to take them on and beat them up. And this time, I hope we win. And here's hoping all of your dice rolls until we win our critical hits, but not Brian's, only ours and yours.
This podcast is copyright 2022 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.
You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.